Looking for a natural way to treat inflammation, blood sugar levels, digestive problems, and a host of other issues, well, you've come to the right spot. I'm Corey Applin, and this is Compound Action: How Small Steps Create Massive Change. When I talk to people about supplements, I find that a lot of them are overdoing it. They're taking vitamins they're already getting from their diet, or they might be on 20 different supplements. They don't even know what they're taking or why they're taking it. But every once in a while, I come across something where I have to ask, why isn't everyone taking this? Today's spotlight is on a little known alkaloid called berberine. Berberine is primarily found in plants like berberis, where it gets its name. It was first chemically isolated by a French chemist way back in 1826, but it had already been used for thousands of years in ancient China, India, the Middle East, and Europe to treat inflammation, digestive problems, and as a potent antimicrobial. It was still considered folk medicine for much of history until modern research caught up and started to find proof for all of its different uses. As an alkaloid, it's a naturally occurring compound that contains nitrogen atoms. Primarily found in plants, alkaloids oftentimes have really pronounced physiologic effects on humans specifically, making them important in both medicine and pharmacology. They often have a bitter taste, which is a natural defense, but they're highly bioactive. They affect the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, or metabolic pathways. Some examples of alkaloids that everyone's probably familiar with are morphine, which is derived from opium, poppy. It's used as a powerful painkiller. There's caffeine, found in coffees, teas, cacao. It's a stimulant that affects the central nervous system. There's nicotine, found in tobacco plants, also a stimulant and an addictive substance. And then we have quinine, which is used to treat malaria. Now, berberine, specifically, one of its most common uses is to improve insulin sensitivity. This can be really important for someone who's a type 2 diabetic or even just someone who's gained weight. And what it does is it helps the body to utilize insulin more effectively. And by enhancing the insulin sensitivity, it reduces glucose production in the liver. It increases the glucose uptake in the cells. And ultimately, the end result of that is it's going to help regulate blood sugar levels and lower H1C. And what I find most incredible is that it's shown to be just as effective as medications like metformin at regulating blood sugar levels in diabetics, but without the side effects that often come with taking those medications. Now, its effects on cholesterol twofold. Not only does it help to lower LDL, what's considered bad cholesterol, and triglycerides, it also raises HDL, the good cholesterol. And this has been consistently observed in clinical trials, so it could be a really important factor for cardiovascular health. When it comes to weight loss and fat reduction, it not only helps to reduce fat mass, but it can specifically target visceral fat. Now, visceral fat can be one of the most challenging types of fat to get rid of. Visceral fat is the fat inside of us that surrounds our organs. It oftentimes presents as abdominal fat, belly fat, but it's behind the musculature. But by helping to regulate lipid metabolism, improving mitochondrial function, berberine has shown to actually help the body get rid of some of the visceral fat. It's also been shown to be a strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. So if you listen to my episode on oxidative stress, this alone can have really important health implications. By lowering inflammation systemically throughout the body, it can improve a lot of other health markers. And because it helps lower inflammation, support proper blood sugar levels, support proper cholesterol levels, It can be really important in supporting overall cardiovascular health. Now, this next one I thought was really cool because berberine has antimicrobial properties, but it's not just that it has these antimicrobial properties. It selectively targets harmful bacteria while supporting beneficial strains of bacteria. So it can help with an imbalance between the good bacteria and bad bacteria in the gut, fighting against dysbiosis and really encouraging a healthy, diverse microbiome. It's also been studied for its potential role in treating SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, by knocking out some of the bad bacteria that's causing that overgrowth and helping to improve gut barrier function. But the antimicrobial effects range much broader than just the gut bacteria. It's shown to be effective against a variety of pathogens, including bacteria, fungus, and viruses, and possibly even as an effective treatment against H. pylori, which is the stomach bacteria that can cause chronic bad breath. Now, everything I've mentioned so far, there's a good amount of evidence supporting the uses, but there's still a lot of emerging research coming out showing possibly anti-cancer potential, cognitive health and neuroprotection, help with mood like stress and anxiety, blood pressure regulation, and even skin health. Now, this all sounds great, but because of its bitterness, you wouldn't want to eat the plant directly that contains the berberine. So the simplest method to get these results would be to supplement. So what would happen if you took berberine for 30 days? You would likely experience improved blood sugar control, enhanced insulin sensitivity, a reduction in cholesterol and triglyceride levels, potential weight loss, especially in the midsection, and improved gut health. You might notice a decrease in inflammation and oxidative stress, as well as better cardiovascular function, with some people reporting reduced blood pressure and improved digestion. Certainly, with all the different supplements out there, it can be challenging for someone to decipher what's going to be right for them. But for me, berberine is definitely on my radar. Thanks for joining me on today's episode, and I'll catch you on the next one.